Okay, so at this point all the covers are off, the timing belt's off, and we're ready to start doing the replacements of the parts and then replacing the timing belt. As I said at the start of the video, I'm going to do the whole thing. So I'm going to do the cam seals, the tensioner, and the water pump, as well as the belt as I do this. So I'm actually going to start with doing the cam seals, kind of start at the top of the engine, work my way down, cleaning things as I go too. There's a lot of kind of goo that is on the side of the engine inside behind the timing belt cover, so I'm going to clean that up as I go. To do the cam seals, once the belt is off, you can just take a wrench and if you have those camshafts locked in place with your pins, provided the pins are strong enough, you can spin the bolts out and take the cam gears off. Like the main pulley, they'll have a woodruff key that you'll want to not lose, and then once the cam gears are off, you have access to the cam seals, which will pry out of there. So I'm just going to knock these off real quick. Doesn't matter which one you take out first, but make sure you remember which is which so that you can put them back. And also remember the direction that the washer goes on. So I'm going to pull that off. And then there's the woodruff key. We don't want to lose that. Do the intake here. So there's just barely enough clearance to get it out, but it does come. And then now you can see the cam seals in there. And from the looks of it, my exhaust cam seal may have been leaking just a little bit because I see some oil that's come down out of the bottom of that and has run down in behind the timing belt. So that's why we want to do that, to prevent that from occurring. Last thing you need is your timing belt getting soaked with oil, which will just speed its degradation. To get the cam oil seals out, the old ones, you'll want to take a flathead screwdriver and as gently as you can pry them out. Now they do take a little bit of force to get out, so I don't say gently to mean that you won't have to apply some force to get them out. I say it that you want to do it in such a way that you are not going to gnarl up or scratch the camshaft or the area in which the cam seal sits, because if you scratch that area up, then the new cam seal won't seat very well and you'll get a leak. So really you just have to get your screwdriver in there, find a good place to pry. There. And you can throw that away. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean those up inside really well and kind of clean that whole top area. You don't want any dirt or anything in where the seal goes when we put the new ones in. And before you take them out, like I said, just note how far in they are so that you know how far to press the new ones in. Okay, so we're ready to put the new cam oil seal in. I recommend getting your cam oil seals from Honda. Honda parts are always great quality and the fit is always really good. New cam oil seals look like that, and they're not that hard to get in, but they do require that you take a certain amount of care. So what I'm going to do to just kind of help things along, and we're doing this with clean hands obviously, is I'm going to take some Honda Moly grease. They call it Moly 77. You can get it at a Honda dealer from their part shop. And I'm going to just put a layer of Moly grease around this lip on the inside, and then just run a little bit around the end of the camshaft here as well. The reason is that that lip fits quite tightly around the camshaft, and if it gets caught on its way in, it will kind of fold over on itself, and you can wreck the seal that way. And I mean, that'll just become expensive. You have to keep getting new ones to try again and again and again. Then I'm going to take just dab my finger in this oil well that's in amongst the valves here, and just run a thin layer of oil around the outside just to make it really nice and slippery, so that it'll just slot right in there. Once I've got it lined up, which I'll do very carefully, I'm going to press it into place with a 32mm socket, which happens to be about the same size as the seal itself, and so it just gives you something good that you can press evenly on the whole thing at once. So, grease first. This is a Moly grease. Just going to put a really thin bead around the outside of this lip. And I'm also going to just take some, put it there, and just run it around the outside here. As I said, the reason for doing this is so that that lip doesn't get hung up when we're inserting it. Then I'm going to take some of this engine oil that's just pooled up here and just run it around the outside of the seal to make it slippery. Okay, and then carefully line it up. And you can kind of start to press it in, but as I said, just take the socket, 32mm, and just push. And we just try to sink it as far in as it was before.